When somebody's in a high level mastermind and you guys are both working in parallel to solve the same problem in your business, but you have different superpowers, I think this is what you're talking about, Mike. When you realize that, oh, hey, man, this person could help me with that part of my business, and I'm sure I could help them with this part in their business. Boom. Happy Wednesday, Sales Ascenders. It is time for another high ticket tune up, ready to deliver some value. So if you do find some value, please smash that love button, share this to somebody who might need it. Today's question comes from Mike J. And Mike J asks this. He says, Sean, when somebody in my high level mastermind asks for my help, what's the best policy or practice, or what's the policy or best practice on charging them for my services? I've been in some awkward situations when these questions come up in my world. And so there's a couple of different mindsets that I wanted to just talk through on this particular question, Mike. If you're in that place where there's kind of different levels of spheres of influence of people in your world. So, you've got your kind of your inner circle, which is your closest 5, 10, maybe 15 people in your world. And then you've probably got, a business inner circle. And then beyond that, you've got like a whole bunch of people that you're more of acquaintances with. If they're in the very close group of your knit friends, those 5 or 10 people, I have this policy that I just give them everything for free. I want them to win. They're my best friends. Like, I want to see them grow and change their world and become very good. So a lot of my close friends know that what I do and what I am at, and they come to me and they say, Sean, like, how could I do this piece or that piece? And then if I have a tool, I would just give it to them. The second group is kind of like your business inner circle. And this is where there's 3 different things that you can do in this particular circumstance. Okay. So the first, I'm just going to go through all 3 of them. The first one is called trade of service. This means, say, for example, you're in a mastermind together and you're learning how to build a system in your business, and you're in this mastermind together, and then your service is, I guess, complementary to somebody else that's in the group that's also trying to build systems in their business too, but you could find that might be a good fit. So if that's the case, when you start talking, you say, hey, listen, like, I know your superpower is this is my superpower. What if we did a trade of service? Meaning, set boundaries, set parameters, and define it as, I will give you X amount of coaching sessions, or I will give you these systems, and then in return, you will do this for me. And then make sure that up front, when you do a trade of service agreement, that you actually have that conversation and you iron out deliverables, because the worst thing that can happen, I've been there, I've done that, is you don't set clear expectations when going into a trade of service agreement, and literally one side comes out disappointed. Secondly, if you believe that it's only more of a one-sided thing, and somebody comes to you and says, hey, I would really need some help in your area of superpower, don't be afraid to charge them the full amount, right? Like, don't be afraid, right? You've taken all the time and the effort and the energy and gotten the life experience to create the conviction in the topic that you've done. All that time has tons of value. Value equates to time, energy, and money, right? So it's okay to charge somebody the full amount for your services, even if they're friendly or not. I know people in the business world who don't give discounts to anybody. And when you start talking with them, you know that about them. So that's what you expect, right? It's very straightforward. It's very black and white. So if you play in that place, right? And then lastly, the third one is what I would call like the family friends discount. And I never like to use the word discount, but if somebody is in a mastermind with you and you're working together and you realize they have a superpower that could help you, or vice versa, you could go to them and you could say, hey, like, just because we're in this group together, we're connected, we're locked arms, do you have some sort of a family friends discount or something? Don't be bashful in asking for that, because some people will usually say yes. And then what I learned when I was a younger guy is always ask for more than you expect to get. When somebody's in a high level mastermind and you guys are both working in parallel to solve the same problem in your business, but you have different superpowers, I think this is what you're talking about, Mike. When you realize that, oh, hey, man, this person could help me with that part of my business, and I'm sure I could help them with this part in their business. Boom, that could be a trade of service. If there's one-sided, again, the full amount. Don't be afraid to charge the full amount. And then lastly, of course, if you're buddies with them and you maybe have shared a little bit more than just the mastermind, like you connected something else somewhere else on, like maybe you both fish or you've had a conversation or something, then maybe, hey, like offer them 10% or 20% or whatever number makes you comfortable. And that's how I would focus on this, is just like give yourself some buckets. I hope this was helpful. If it was valuable, please share it to somebody else. And guess what, guys? It's Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow.